This episode of Capes and Lunatic Sidekicks is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Recording has started.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
Wendell Vaughn, the first Earthman ever appointed the protector of the universe. Bonded to the energy-transforming quantum beings that were both weapons and symbols of his station, he fought an ongoing battle to defend all life in the universe from cosmic evil as Quasar. Well, Will already requested it, so here it is, the newest episode of The Quantum Zone.
Nice.
I am Phil, and of course, Will was here. You heard his voice.
That's right. I'm Will. Hey, everyone.
And the newest, the star of that new starring duo of YouTube, Mr. Matt Kona.
Yeah, hey, I prefer the term vlogger. I'm a vlogger.
He's such a Millennial Falcon. Millennial Falcon. Alrighty, so tonight, as we threatened, back to Avengers issues, Avengers 317.
Mm-hmm.
Guest starring Spider-Man again.
Yeah.
Can't seem to stay away from Quasar.
That's right.
No.
Absolutely.
But who can?
I know.
No.
Do you blame him? I don't blame him.
I can't blame anyone. It's a great character. But, I thought maybe we'd, everyone saw that link I sent earlier in the week. I thought very appropriate for this show was for those of you listening. There was a New York Post article about a small Missouri town where some of the residents weren't happy about the new name for the newspaper. The residents of Uranus were not too pleased with the name of the newspaper, the Uranus Examiner.
Wait, we gotta have a...
Must have realized the Uranus Examiner. What a pain.
There we go.
Oh my lord, he's laughing so hard, Matt Cona's on the floor.
Well, I'd like to see the personal section of the Examiner with the Uranus story.
Actually, that reminds me. I do have something that I did want to show you guys. So that doesn't. Matt going to getting something else reminded me of this.
I was going to say, hey, what about the Uranus Examiner reminded him?
All right.
I am a villain, the Uranus Examiner.
Yeah, I like that. We should start every episode with the show and tell segment.
The Uranus News. What was new in Uranus this week?
Oh man. Well, what I'm going to show you is not an answer to that question.
I hope not.
Okay, I have. This is my Quasar.
Is that a binder full of women?
A binder full of women, yes.
It's a little black binder.
Yeah.
This is the Quasar cards.
Oh!
So I tried to put them in order.
Wow, there's a lot more than I thought there were.
Yeah,
I know, me too.
These from Operation Galactic Storm crossover. This one and this one.
Wow.
This card was announced the series.
Huh?
I know. I saw that on social media today. I'm like, I need that. Where's that?
eBay.
Yeah, I have some of those, like from the first
Marvel Universe
series.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, there's been quite a few.
Oh, I like those. What are those, foil ones or something?
Oh yeah, this is from the.
Hey, look, he even has doubles.
Yes, Marvel. Well, they did. The
trading cards.
Yeah, different foil versions of them. So there's like an emerald one. I'd have to look them up again to see. But
is that one like from one of the covers from Journey in the mystery bottom right corner? I think.
Oh, yeah, that's the McFarlane one that came from the McFarlane set. And let's see.
No,
stuff people are missing out if they're not watching the YouTube.
That's right.
Seek it out. Seek it out.
So Marvel Versus. There's two of them.
Oh, nice. And is that one like the Communa card?
Yeah, this is that's that one, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
And then this is this has the cover of Avengers. Oh, the reprint book, Avengers. Arthur Adams did the covers. I can't remember. It reprinted the first 12 issues of the Avengers.
Okay.
Came out several years ago. I can't remember what it was called. And this doesn't have Quasar on it. I just love the Buscema era Stern Avengers.
Oh yeah, like the heads they had in the corner box. Yeah.
And
I had that Communicard for a while. Didn't that one come with like Wizard magazine or something?
I think so. Yeah. And then I think that is about it. This is because I am completely an Adam Hughes fanboy. These are all the Adam Hughes cards that I've been able to find. Got another binder with Arthur Adams stuff in it because I am a fanboy. So
nice.
Anyway, I found that and I thought, hey, you guys might like to see that. So
yeah, Matt was saying he likes that. Maybe we should do like a show and tell segment at the beginning of every episode.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Those are some good stuff. Are those scanned at the Quantum Zone? I know it's probably a lot of work if you.
I don't have them all scanned, but I think I've got several of them scanned. A lot of the in the last.
Some of them might be tough.
Yeah.
Because like the holograms or whatever might not transfer,
they don't scan real well, but it's one of the things I need to get back on is probably getting the rest of them scanned in and getting them out there.
I told you, share some links to our episodes, man.
That's right. I need to get that on the front page of the Quantum Zone, and I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah. Well, my only contribution, it pales in comparison to that, but I've been saving it. I haven't eaten it, but I don't know if you guys have Trader Joe's in your neighborhood, but I have a Quasar bar.
Ooh!
Cool.
Candy bar. It seems like something I might like. Whipped chocolate, nougat, rich caramel, enrobed in dark chocolate. I don't know.
Enrobed. I don't
know if I've ever seen the word enrobed in there, but
sounds highfalutin.
Yeah. I just hope when you open up the wrapper, there's a bunch of stars on the inside, like the inside of this cape eventually turns.
Just as long as it doesn't make you quantum jump to the bathroom.
Yeah. No. Be in there for eons if you're lactose intolerant.
Oh.
He's back, people. All right. So, should we jump to this? Oh, you know what? Did you see that thing today? What was it? I guess it's on Netflix. They're going to be doing like a series for Scarlet Witch and Loki.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Let's get some of these lesser-known people who aren't in the movies, like Moon Knight or Quasar.
Yeah.
This is it's a little different for Netflix. Mostly, it's been sort of street-level heroes on the streaming shows. And is it going to be the Loki from the films, or is it a different actor?
I don't know. Did they say? I would assume it would be Hiddleston, unless they.
I would think so too. It's just such a meaty role. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that and the same for Black Widow. I mean Scarlett Johansson. So you would hope that it would be them playing those characters. So I guess we'll see, right?
Yeah.
And these are separate series, or I don't see them buddying up. I guess.
Yeah, they're separate. Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of something more directly related to Quasar, did you guys see the Captain Marvel trailer?
Yes. Oh yeah.
I have not seen it. I completely literally spaced.
Ah!
I've had a weird week because I'm trying to get this YouTube channel where my wife Yael and I recap horror movies. So we've been doing a little pre-production on that. The last 2 days was Yom Kippur. She's from Israel, so she asked me to fast with her. So I didn't eat food or drink water for 25 hours. So I feel a little like I'm not a normal person, but I'm feeling better now. So I've been out of the loop. I didn't use my phone or the internet or even television. I did read a lot of comic books though, so I did feel good about that.
Sounds like a little slice of heaven.
It was a nice holiday, It was a nice holiday.
Oh, he acted like he did that for the show that he didn't eat that candy bar. You weren't allowed to eat it.
Yeah. There's also that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, that Captain Marvel trailer looked good, and we've got Skrulls.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to do a big conspiracy thing like, Secret Invasion. Is somebody in the movie universe going to be revealed to be a Skrull?
Wow.
Oh, actually, you know what? That's how they could bring back some dead characters, like they did, in Secret Invasion. So maybe Quicksilver was a Skrull. He's back.
Yeah, because they have the full rights to him now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. That'd be cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna check it out right after the podcast, and then I'm gonna recap it with my wife. No.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out. Captain Marvel punches an old lady.
Oh yeah.
I heard about that. I did get a little bit.
Well, everyone online's like, why did you punch that old lady? I'm like, she's a Skrull, you idiot.
Come on. She's a Skrull. She's got to be a Skrull. She was going to lay the beat down on her too, wasn't she?
Yeah, we get Kree, we get Skrulls, we get young Sam Jackson with 2 eyes.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. No Shi'ar though.
Yeah.
Not yet, but I mean, now that the X-Men are back in play, I'm sure soon we'll get
Marvel, Ronan, Korath, the Pursuer, who, coincidentally enough, first appears in an issue of Quasar during Galactic Storm.
Ooh. Oh, we'll get there.
Yeah, we're definitely getting there.
We're doing the whole Galactic Storm, every part.
Yeah. Oh, and if you're pre-ordering the upcoming trade that comes out on the 23rd, it's now like $12.50 less than it normally costs, like $23 for it. Not bad.
Wow.
Sweet.
I don't know if that's just a pre-order deal, but get on that if you're into it. Yeah.
Awesome. I've already pre-ordered mine, so
yeah.
Awesome.
Cancel it.
Noise. All right. Should we jump into this issue?
Let's do this thing.
Is our show and tell over?
I think so. It's almost anticlimactic to be talking so much excitement about Quasar in the beginning, and then, I mean, it's a good issue of a comic book, but
the Avengers, not Quasar.
Not a lot of Quasar,
Yeah, it's bookended, kind of.
Yeah. Although it kind of goes into, remember he was talking about that cosmic hiccup while he was in hyperspace or whatever?
Yeah.
This kind of explains what happened, so.
Yeah. Yep.
And we jump in the middle of an issue. Avengers 317 from May 1990, and we'll get to the credits when we get there. We open up in Avengers headquarters. Jarvis is like, "This is most upsetting," and basically doing a recap in his head about how Captain America, Thor, and Spider-Man, along with Cersei, rocketed to Nebula's orbiting spaceship to assist Iron Man and Thor. But now he can't contact them. He's like, perhaps if I contact young Master Quasar, his light-spawning powers are equally adept in space as they are on Earth. Well, yeah, why didn't anybody call him? If you're going to be rocketing into space, like, hey, wouldn't that be your first call?
Universal protector,
I know. Let's take Spider-Man and not Quasar into space.
or Rage, or Daredevil, or The Thing,
But I mean, Quasar's powers work in space. He's protector of the universe. He can fly if, he doesn't even need a ship to get up there.
Yep, exactly. Looks like we, Matt, did we lose you?
Did he freeze?
Oh, there he is.
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yes.
Do you remember how to use technology after your week of,
Nothing happened on my end. I don't know. But
I blame the Skrulls.
Yeah, it could have been. I like that Jarvis refers to him as Young Master Quasar. That sounds like a 80s rap side project he had. Young Master Q.
We need you in space.
Yeah.
So he doesn't seem to be able to contact anybody, but Jarvis does get a picture from a satellite. My word, Nebula's ship is so immense in comparison to our crafts. But there's the gaping hole and even larger craft looming in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Master Quasar? What can I be expected to do alone?
Ooh, this nice double-page splash here is...
Oh, yeah. Before we jump into that, but yeah, it's John Byrne plot, Fabian Nicieza script, who me and Lilith talked to just last week. Scroll down. Paul Ryan and Tom Palmer artists, Jack Morelli letters, Christy Sheely colors, Howard Mackey editor, and Tom DeFalco boss. So subtle. But yeah, like you said, we got the 2-page spread for page 2 and 3 as the Stranger busts into the ship, just rips his way in the Nebula ship.
And we'll be seeing more of him real soon.
In January.
January into mystery.
Yes. But it, so yeah, the stranger rips in, says, "Where's Nebula?" And it says, well, we get the, introduction of the team. Cersei, eternal mistress of the molecular matter. Thor, Norse god of thunder and welder of mighty Mjolnir, hammer of awesome power. Captain America, living legend and super soldier. Iron Man, encased in a perfect armored fighting machine. Vision, okay, tell me if you see the mistake. Synthezoid construct with complete control of his own destiny.
Okay.
I think you forgot an N there somewhere, people.
I don't know. He has free will. He's completely in control of his own destiny.
Yeah, but couldn't you say that about anybody on the team? They have complete control of their own destiny?
Come on, I'm trying to no-prize this, all right?
I know. The Amazing Spider-Man, the web-spinning wonder who is feeling way out of his league, and Star Fox, the extraterrestrial from Titan with great pleasure powers and great strength. And currently bound in unbreakable tethers are Nebula, a crazed worshipper of death, her aide-de-camp, the Regalian Gunthar, and two of her cronies, all captured moments ago.
So, I don't understand something. Now, the Vision I get, Iron Man I get.
Yes.
Star Fox, yeah, he's an Eternal.
And he's kind of related to Nebula, yeah.
Yeah, but just putting a bucket on your head so you can breathe is not going to keep you alive in space when you're wearing tights, Spider-Man.
Forget Spider-Man. What about Cersei and Thor who have, like, exposed skin? Well, I guess Thor's a god, maybe, but...
Yeah, Cersei's an Eternal. I guess she could survive, too, but...
Yeah.
You know, Cap and Spidey are just wearing, like, clothes, you know, and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if they said it in earlier parts that we didn't cover, but I wonder if the helmets are, like, supposed to be, like, a full like environmental thing, but if they just cover the heads, just, you know, so it's easier to fight.
And so that we can see who they are.
I love how Thor though he has his on. He can't wear his winged helmet. Oh, that'd be funny if it was like on top of the.
Yeah. That would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, Thor's thrown off some serious reboot of He-Man vibes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. By the power of Asgard. And the title was Business as Usual. And so the stranger rips through the ship and the Avengers. I would have words with that murderous witch. And Spider-Man's like, here, take her, please.
Yeah, no problem.
And then he's telling Nebula to wipe that grin off her face because she's been whammied by Star Fox.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's weird because in this story, I think they retconned it later, but isn't Nebula, she's like Thanos' granddaughter. So I think they said she's Star Fox's grandniece or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So her great
uncle or
great uncle or granduncle like roofied her.
Yeah.
Kind of creepy. But the stranger rips through the ropes and they're like, hey, I thought they were supposed to be unbreakable. And he says, what? The stranger's yelling at Nebula, where is it, you petty thief? You have violated the sanctity of my privacy, woman. And she's like, oh, was it good for you?
A lot of sassiness, even in only a few pages. Wow.
She's like, oh, Drunkshay, was it good for you? Why get so angry? We can share in the glory of death. Wouldn't that be fun? Taking after Grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
And Spider-Man says, the stranger doesn't know that Nebby was sapped by one of Star Fox's love touches. Indeed, she would be nearly useless to him in this condition, he says. And Spider-Man says, well, why not just swing up there in shouting distance of old Kareem Abdul El Alien over here?
It doesn't quite have, it doesn't come off the lips as clever.
No.
Trying a little too hard. A little too hard. Trying a little too hard.
Yeah.
Well, he's like Avengers. I gotta try, you know. He says, yo, Strangey, remember me? We sparred a few rounds on the moon. Editor's note.
Editor's note, yes. Way back in Marvel Team Up number 55.
He's like, Mike Tyson versus Billy Barty? Despite your colloquial references, I remember. And he turns and goes, And I love how Spider-Man, like, all through this issue and next issue is like, oh man, this is like way out of my league. The event, all the you Avengers and your cosmic stuff, I can't handle it. But meanwhile, we just got a reference right here. He tangled with the Stranger in Marvel Team Up.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's already. He's gone.
Sorry.
I was gonna say he's gotten into a fist fight with Firelord. He acts like he's never tangled with cosmic guys.
Yeah, he just has some cosmic power. We saw it in the Quasar issue, and
Although he was freaking out that whole time, because I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, if you got Captain Universe powers, wouldn't you be like, oh man, these make my job easier, instead of, why do I have to have all this extra power? So the Stranger grabs Nebula and says, let's continue this, Nebula, in an environment more conductive to conversation, as he rockets out of the ship, out of the hole he made.
Mm-hmm.
And then all the Avengers were like, he just walked right through us like we weren't even here. And because the Vision's like, it's indeed as if we were not even present in Thor. Mayhap to a being of such enormous powers, our presence was unimportant.
Hey, a quick question for you guys. I'm curious, what do you think of the Vision while he's in this state?
It's very, we got taken apart in West Coast Avengers, and now his back is all like, kind of like a pale, and supposedly he was emotionless. I think it was just an excuse to like break up him and the Scarlet Witch's marriage.
Mm-hmm. This version of the Vision really doesn't excite me too much. I'm the classic Vision, you basically, you shut off all his emotions, and even like visually, he's not as interesting. He's just
he looks
white.
like a ghost, but he's just like white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is the first Vision that I was introduced when he was already white. But when I saw him in the green and red, I was like, yeah, this is a lot more interesting looking, and as a character, and as an action figure. So
I have to agree with that. He does make a pretty cool action figure.
Yeah.
So would Quasar. Subtle hint.
Yeah. No, there's one. There's one Quasar action figure.
Yeah.
On Amazon.
With that crappy newer costume, it looks like he's like...
Yeah.
Hydro Man has a freaking action figure in Marvel Legends, okay?
I don't know.
Quasar does not.
Yeah. Get it done, Marvel. So the Aussie Avengers going, oh, this stranger just walked right through us. And Cersei says, it was almost demeaning. And Spider-Man says, well, I get the meaning of it. We're not good enough for him. Cap says, be that as it may, we have a job to do. And Spider-Man's like slinking back home, maybe? And Cap's like, no, we have to find out why the stranger grabbed Nebula. And then he says, Cersei, can you perform a telepathic scan on him? And she's like, no, my dear Captain. Even if I could mind probe such a being, I wouldn't. You have seen the condition I'm left in after linking minds with others. What do you think the strangers would do to me? He says, all right, but if you're going to be Avenger, we're going to have to test your limits. He's like, well, okay, let's do it the hard way. And so they're looking through the hole in the ship, and they're like, oh, look at the size of his ship. They got like ship envy.
Well, the Quinjet, kind of paled in comparison to the big ship of Nebula, and then this thing is just, So definite ship envy.
Yeah. The size of Argentina.
Don't cry for me. But and Spider-Man still wants to run away, and Cap says, well, it's all in the day's work. If you're going to be an Avenger, you'll have to learn to deal with the unexpected. See, if you would have got Quasar wouldn't be whining this bad.
Yeah, no kidding.
You'd be expecting it. No.
And so they're planning to storm the stranger's ship, and Cap says, Thor, fly the web spinner over. Cersei, you take me. Vision, scout ahead in your intangible state. I love it, remember, there was, an issue of Cap or two where, Cersei's flirting with Cap, and he's like, oh, I better stay away from her. But meanwhile, he's like, all right, girl, grab me. Fly me over. Hold on tight. Iron Man will join us as soon as he's securing the henchman. Original Avenger, and he gave him the job of tying up the other bad guys. I mean, I see Star Fox, but Iron Man?
Yeah.
Let Spider-Man tie him up. And Spider-Man's like, okay, the unexpected I can deal with as long as I'm expecting it, that is. And of course, Thor's like, come young Spider-Man, a glorious battle awaits us. But then then a blast comes through the hole. in some kind of robot thing. I am blockade. You are interfering in matters which do not concern you. None shall enter the abode of the stranger. And he keeps repeating the message, and Cap says obviously a pre-programmed robot of some sort. And that's when the stranger appears. Astral projection. Humans, I'm contacting you through an astral projection. Please heed the warnings of my mechanical minion. And Cap's like, we're not leaving, not till we find out what you intend to do with Nebula. So, that's when we get the whole, if it will spur a secession of your meddling, I shall tell you what the woman stole from me. And Cap's like, yeah, she has
a penchant for that. Yeah.
Yes, that's what she usually does. So he says, it began on my home world, a planet whose location I had thought known only to myself. When I was involved elsewhere in matters of intergalactic investigation, Nebula found a way to pierce my planet's security defenses, successfully completing a feat which for a millennium, hundreds before her had been unable to, but meanwhile, she did it, and in January, we're going to see it again.
Oh, yeah.
Think about that. For a millennium, no one's has like stormed the stranger's world, but then in like a matter of months, like it happens twice.
Yeah,
when it rains, it pours.
We're going to be rolling in on that real soon, which is
in
awesome.
Our January in the mystery.
That's right.
But at least that was like a more powerful being, or what was it, the Overmind or whatever? I mean, Nebula is just like a pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Cause then we see a flashback and she's telling her people, I've infiltrated the stranger's stronghold. Meanwhile, others are piloting the ship, but, again, I've accomplished what whispered words of fear could only imagine. So they figure out the stranger's on the far side of the galaxy. Even if he were to detect us, we will complete our mission before he could return. And even if he did return, how could he find us? This complex is enormous. Like, he doesn't have scanners or detection systems? Okay.
Actually, he does. We'll see those soon.
Yes. Oh, not to interrupt it, not to get too far off track, but I was trying to think, we decided, we're going to do, like, some of Quasar's first appearances for our big Christmas special, like from those Hulk and Captain America issues, and the first appearance of Quasar. So, what would be a good title for that? Happy Quantum Days instead of holidays, because I didn't know if we should get too specific, because not everyone's maybe celebrates Quantumus or Quantica.
You call it the Quantum Day seasons.
Yeah. Happy Quantum Days. Days.
Quantity. Yeah. That almost sounds like a drug or something, Quantidays.
Yeah. I mean, you could say Quasmas, Merry Quasmas.
I know, but I just didn't know if some of our listeners may not celebrate Christmas.
Well, you could do it all. You could say Eonica.
Merry Quasmas, and Happy Eonica.
Yeah. Yeah. Quantumza, yeah, I don't know.
We'll have to work on that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that still needs some work.
We have to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So then we see more flashbacks of Nebula and her man breaking in, searching for the most powerful weapon in the multiverse. Nebula cuts through the wall with her laser, and then they see it, Nebula, but it's so far away, and then we see the stranger telling Cap, I imagine it must have taken them at least 2 hours of your Earth time to reach the core podium. But then they reach it and take it far from the heart of my home, the Infinity Union.
Oh, yes.
And Spider-Man's like, that's nothing like the Teamsters, is it?
They're just not landing for me this time.
No.
He's trying too hard on his first mission, you know?
The fear is watering down them jokes, man.
Yeah.
And The stranger says the Infinity Union is a combination of 3 devices of such enormous power that, when combined, has the ability to channel all forms of ambient energy into the user. In the wrong hands, and Nebula's most assuredly are the wrong ones, it can mean the end of the universe. And Spider-Man's like, wait, that old trick again? This feels like an episode of Gilligan's Island I've seen 1,000 times. Yeah, when the professor built the Infinity Union. Okay.
Yeah.
Seems more like the Brady Bunch. Nebula. And I'm guessing it. I was gonna say, is he stranger beaming to the whole ship? But I guess Nebula's people were telling Iron Man and Star Fox about the Infinity Union, because Iron Man's like, the Infinity Union. And Star Fox is like, it sounds not unlike the Ultimate Nullifier, the legendary device of Galactus, the World Eater. And Iron Man says, what does she want with it? And then Gunther says, what she always wanted, Earthling, ultimate power, and the attainment of her goal, the chance to create ultimate entropy, the death of all there is. And Iron Man says, that would kill her too. And Gunther says, who cares? If any other than Nebula touches the device, it will annihilate this entire sector of space. And Iron Man says how tired he's getting of intergalactic madmen. And he goes, I have to warn the rest of the Avengers, as he leaves Star Fox. And Gunther in an early appearance before he was on Friends. Let's see. Meanwhile,
wait.
Meanwhile, I forgot. Meanwhile,
there we go.
The stranger is
At
scanning
the stranger's apartment.
in his penthouse. Yeah. He's scanning Nebula, and most annoying, the synaptic blocking power of the titanium employed on her has not worn off. So Star Fox messed with the whole thing. The Infinity Union must be remanded into my safe custody. Although I cannot discern its location from Nebula, I can certainly guess her intentions for its use. The recent universe-wide spasms were a result of Nebula's insane quest for power. There you go. That was the cosmic hiccup.
Mm-hmm.
Though she was unsuccessful in that venture, surely she realizes that the power necessary to even temporarily eradicate the universe would have been absorbed by the Infinity Union. And don't call her Shirley. It is more imperative than ever that the device be found. Should someone accidentally unleash the stored energies of several universal spasms, the thought alone is almost frightening. Even his astral probe has gained and revealed nothing. Perhaps that absence alone is a sign of his presence. I must increase the level of my psychic probing. So the Avengers feel it. Spider-Man's spider sense flares like crazy. Even Thor's in pain. And
Cap is annoyed.
Enough is enough! Not anything that is wanted that badly by people like Nebula and the Stranger shouldn't be had by either of them. It is our responsibility to find the Infinity Union before they do, and once we find it, destroy it forever. And that's when Iron Man shows up and says, Cap is right! And he said, Star Fox and I learned something else from Gunther. He said the Infinity Union has turned into a booby-trapped doomsday device. If anyone other than Nebula touches it, it'll light up like Hiroshima to the 10th power. And Cap said that Cap in his red pants says, our course is clear, folks.
Yeah.
He wore the red pants.
That's why bad guys can't see me bleed. Spider-Man, you didn't bring your yellow pants today.
Exactly.
So Cap says, everyone fan out. Find the device, but don't touch it. And Spider-Man, heck of a way to spend my first hour as an Avenger. The really scary thing is that these guys play for keeps each and every day. Your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is a little more used to your common type of thugs, like Doc Ock or Hobgoblin or, geez, even Leapfrog.
Are those common thugs? You run into those?
What? You mean the nuclear physicist who had 4 mechanical arms grafted onto his spine. Yeah, just going run-of-the-mill thug. Yeah.
You see him knocking off the local bodega in Queens.
Robbing a bank, yeah.
The dead goblin flying through the air, throwing flying pumpkins, and just another subway turnstile cheat.
And at this point, wasn't it the second Hobgoblin, Jason Macendale? This is after Inferno, so isn't this the point where Macendale was like bonded with a demon
or something? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
right?
like Hobgoblin wasn't wearing a mask because he was actually bonded with and looked like a demon. Yeah, just your run of the mill. Yeah,
yeah.
Former mercenary bonded to a demon. Yeah. So he's swinging through and he says, well, they say the cream rises to the top, so maybe it's time to curdle up and hide. We should have, you know what we should have done? We should have counted how many times Spider-Man wanted to run and hide in this issue.
Yeah.
But his spider sense goes off like his brain's in a Cuisinart. He sees a door with no doorknob. Wait a minute, how about this handle? And he says, how do I get the feeling I'm in a George Lucas version of a Looney Tunes cartoon? He pulls the lever. Door doesn't open. Now's a good time to be wishing for those cosmic powers I had to come back.
Call back to Quasar.
Yeah, that's right. And Acts of Vengeance.
That's right.
No editor's note, but we'll give it.
Hey, we'll give that, yeah.
Yeah. I love how he's like, oh, I'm used to fighting run-of-the-mill criminals. And then next page, I wish I had those cosmic powers I had a couple months back.
Can't have it both ways, Spidey.
But the door won't open with the handle. So yeah, Mr. Run-of-the-mill and not used to big fights rips the metal door off with a sure yank. And he says, jackpot, that's what everyone's been looking for. I don't know how he knows that, but doesn't look any more dangerous than the VCR instructions in Japanese.
Yikes. Yeah.
They're still not landing. He's
No.
trying so hard.
And in best little kid fashion, he says, Cap said not to touch the thing, but if the stranger and Nebula might show up, so maybe if I just took a web line onto it, what's the worst that could happen? The universe could implode.
Whatever. I'll take a shot.
So
yeah, it's his first day. Why not?
So he shoots a web line and shikak. He gets thrown back by purple pink energy.
Back on Earth.
I was gonna say, I was looking at at the other page. We get the Marvel checklist.
Oh yeah, bullpen bulletins.
Oh yeah, Quasar 11.
No, Stan's soapbox.
Oh
yeah.
But yeah, what came out? Oh, Avengers West Coast 59, Captain America 371.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the big Cap Diamondback date. So that's what.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait a second. Web of Spider-Man 65. Isn't that where the big group of villains he fought during Acts of Vengeance all return at once, and meanwhile he doesn't have his cosmic powers to fight them all, but he still fights Graviton and Goliath and Titania. You know, your run-of-the-mill guys.
Yeah. And, he's not dead, so I guess he beat him, right?
Yeah.
And there's also, what if the original Captain Marvel had lived?
Yes!
Oh, yes.
What if 14? Yes, it's on the list. Yeah. Oh. Did you ever read that, Matt?
No, I didn't read that one.
I was gonna say, maybe I'll bring that up on our, when we talk Marvel.
Yeah, is that where, since he lives, death is destroyed? Is that right? It's been a long time since I read it.
It's like some weird thing. I mean, we'll get into it in our Captain Marvel special, but Reed Richards and Doctor Strange kind of come up with like a half scientific, half mystic solution, but meanwhile, it saves Marvel, but it starts killing off like half the universe.
Oh, yeah.
So they have to dump him in some other dimension where there's like nothing. Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll discuss that. But anyway, Manhattan back on Earth finally.
The man we've all been waiting for.
With like 2 pages left, Quasar comes streaking into Avengers Mansion, which is under construction, so they're all like in a bunker underground. And he says it's not he's like, maybe the others have been too busy to keep on top of the work crews. I know I certainly have, because he's thinking not as much has been done as he would have expected.
Yeah. Quasar the critic. Come on.
Yes, as he flies down into doesn't even take the stairs, just flies down the stairwell. He says that because he's thinking between the Omnivore, then Dr. Minerva, and the Kree. All right, let's examine that sentence.
Yeah.
Okay, Omnivore was issue 8. No mention of Modam in issue 9. Unless he thought she was a lightweight. And then he says Dr. Minerva and the Kree. So, is he just generalizing, or is he just calling Atlas the Kree? You know, that Kree dude.
Represents all Kree.
The one who tried to, shoot me in the back, and I let him get sucked into hyperspace until I
went out and rescued his sorry butt.
Until I heard the Romeo and Juliet story, and he's like, I haven't had much time to be even a part-time Avenger, much less the core member I'm supposed to be.
This is pretty cool because Paul Ryan had already left the Quasar. His last issue of Quasar was 6, so he's drawing Quasar again in the Avengers, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, because great.
So I'm trying to remember, is this like Quasar's first appearance in Avengers since 311, since that whole island thing?
I think so, but let me.
I was going to say
check.
Unless he was in the background somewhere during the other acts of Vengeance issues, but I'm pretty sure. Because this whole Nebula story, I think this is the first time he's shown up. But yeah, so he's walking in, says, "Hello, Captain America, Jarvis. Anyone?"
Yeah, this is the first appearance since 311.
He hasn't had time to be an Avenger.
Yeah, no kidding.
He's had to hunt down aliens, fight supervillains, make his presentation, the IDIC. So he activates the computer identification scanner to see if there's anyone here. According to the sensor locator, none of the Avengers is present. Someone's in the adjoining communications room, though. And he's like, Jarvis, didn't you hear me call? Master Quasar, thank heavens you're here. I'm sorry, sir, but all my attentions have been devoted to our long-range satellite monitors. And Quasar's like, what's happening? And he says, the Avengers went into space in search of the intergalactic thief Nebula. Another far greater presence seemed to have interdicted. I fear for their welfare. Didn't Quasar say in one of his issues, he's like, oh, the Avengers went into space? So he kind of knew they went into space, right?
Yeah. I think that was last issue, right? They're out in space. Well, why didn't they take me? Yeah.
Their most cosmically hip member.
Yeah, exactly. He's hip. He's with it. Duck. Sorry.
And so around the same time, Spider-Man touches the Infinity Union. Quasar says, "Let's see what we have here." Oh dear Lord, cheese! And then we get another explosion. Shrach.
To be concluded. Yes.
Next issue and next week.
The finality of it all.
And then I don't know who among you is looking at the original issue, but in the letters page, I guess they must have threw out, they're talking about the Acts of Vengeance issues, and I guess they were asking everyone, guess who the mystery man behind the Acts of Vengeance was? And it looks like everyone was like, oh, it's Loki. It's Loki.
Yeah.
You'll never guess it's Loki.
Right.
Wait.
No, I brought this up after we talked about 311 because I looked ahead to find the letters page, and the only non-Loki guessing letter in this is all about talking about their favorite Avenger, Quasar, and Antonio Hall writes it. Which is pretty cool. Yeah. So he says, in my opinion, it was the best Avenger story of all time. Not only did it focus on my favorite Avenger, Quasar, it also showed us why Captain America hired a full-fledged staff. They really held their own against those robots. They held their own. It was bad the Avengers Island sunk, but I've always preferred Avengers Mansion on its original site anyway. Keep up the truly fantastic work. P.S. I live at 410 East 18th Street, Carruthersville, Missouri.
As of 1990, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. He still lives there, come on.
Oh, that'd be funny if someone's listening to this and they're like, hey, I live there now!
Yeah. That's weird. No.
If you still live there, send me a message and I'll send you a comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you've ever been published, your letters have ever been published in Avengers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is everyone saying I love the character of Spider-Man, but yeah, I'm not in this issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of agreeing with you there. Not awesome.
I mean, that part of the story just seems like as an excuse for why, people I remember when we did the whole poll, who people wanted to see in the Avengers. I think this was like their story to say, this is why Spider-Man's not in the Avengers.
Yeah. And yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
Because at this point he had 4 books of his own.
Yeah. But then let's wait 10 years and suddenly Spider-Man should be an Avenger because
More like, is it 10? It might have been like 15, but yeah.
15, yeah.
Let's wait for Bendis.
The mighty Avengers become street level heroes.
The new Avengers, yes.
Yeah. And Wolverine.
Luke Cage.
Not an Avenger. Luke Cage, I think, is an interesting character. I think he made a pretty good Avenger.
Yeah.
But Daredevil, Iron Fist, yeah. The Iron Fist is gonna punch Thanos right in the face, and that's the end of that problem, right? Sorry.
No, you know what? You know it's going to be though. They're setting it up. It's going to be Captain Marvel probably.
Yeah,
punching Thanos in the face.
Well, but she's got the whole. I just fell from orbit into a blockbuster, and I'm okay.
Yeah, man, but to just come down and smack her. Or who knows where she's been? She might have some alien tech or something.
Yeah. But she looks like she can kick some serious butt, so.
Oh, yeah.
I feel bad for that grandma.
she looked, yeah, I know, man. After she took that punch, she looked a little, how do you want to say, green around the gills.
That grandma probably put some walnuts in her chocolate chip cookies, She didn't like that.
Or worse, raisins.
Oh.
In her quantum cookies.
Yeah.
Unless she was fasting this week.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, the movie looks really good, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely watch it. I want to rewatch it again. I saw it once, and I want to kind of go through it a little bit slower this time and see what all's in there, because it kind of they cut it pretty quick, and there's
a process.
Lots of stuff.
Cool. Looking forward to it.
So, anything else?
I think we're good.
Really. I look forward to the conclusion. Get more Quasar in there. See what all this bombs bursting.
Yeah.
Ends up. Yeah.
I think we get a little bit more Quasar next issue, and then after Avengers 318, we'll go back to Quasar 11 and 12.
We're getting closer.
And then after that, we'll do that crossing line from Avengers 319. Was that 6 issues? But Quasar's in that pretty
regularly, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the
he's on the cover on a couple of them too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he's pretty small, I think he's on every cover except for one of them in that storyline. Out of the 6, I think there's only one he doesn't appear. Although, unless you count his little head in the corner box.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's nice. He feels welcome to have the head in the corner box. That's good.
I like the corner box stuff. I kind of wish they'd bring that stuff back. I mean, that's kind of cool.
They were kind of doing that during Marvel Legacy, and then I think they dropped it again. I like that.
Yeah.
Gives you that old school feel, and it's a nice little visual thing. It's like, hey, look who's in this issue.
Look who's here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It makes you make the characters easily recognizable too. I mean, they have to be, if their heads have to be. Of course, if they show Captain America without his mask on, or Hank Pym, or Quasar, there's a great gag in what was it, Marvel? There's a spoof of Time Magazine's annual or whatever. They basically had the same picture. It was Steve Rogers, Hank Pym, Quasar, Clint Barton. They're all there. It was all the same picture, and it says the Master Race is alive and forms the core of the Avengers. It was pretty funny.
Oh man!
I'll have to see if I can find that. It was a pretty good gag.
Yeah. After all Cap's hard work in World War II, come on.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. So, yeah, I guess that's it.
All right. Cool.
Send us your thoughts on these Avengers issues. Send us your thoughts on the Captain Marvel trailer. Maybe next week we can read your emails, hear Matt Kona's thoughts on the Captain Marvel trailer.
I'll have some thoughts for sure.
If you have any Uranus news, send it to us. We'll read it here. What regular segments now to start the show? Show and tell and what's in Uranus.
Yeah. I want a physical copy of that newspaper. It'd be good to put on the bottom of a birdcage, and a little mirror.
So if anyone in Missouri is listening, yes, please send Matt Kona a Uranus Examiner.
Yeah. I'll send you a comic book in trade. Yeah.
The newspaper.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
His wife would be like, "What did you order on the internet now?"
Oh man.
That could be an episode. What did you order now?
Yeah. Yeah, oh boy.
I know I made you stay off the internet for a couple days, but you didn't have to go overboard when you got back on it. All right, everyone. So, yes, send us your thoughts. capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/QuantumZonePod. Give us the the thumb. At Quantum Zone Pod and at CL Sidekicks on Twitter. Follow CL Sidekicks on Instagram. And the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. That's right. All you have to do is pick up your phone and you can tell us exactly what you're thinking. No messy typing or anything. All right, Will, master of the Quantum Zone. Where can people find you?
Twitter, I'm at Wallred, WALLRED. Same at Gmail. You can find me at diaryofnight.com, my self-published comic. Or, of course, the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
All right, and Matt Kona, master of the Quasar Bar. Where can people find you and your new show?
You can find me in line at Trader Joe's buying candy bars and when I'm not fasting. But yeah, we're all October. If you look on YouTube or on other social media, it's all as Yale Matt Recap. That's YAELMATTRECAP. We're going to talk horror movies in October, and we're up for suggestions of other things you think we should recap in the future. So check that out. I'll tweet about it from Matt Kona on Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Thanks for listening and for following and for watching this and the other show if you got some time. So,
I mean, are you just going to do maybe a Venom recap because that can maybe count as a horror movie?
Maybe that's going to come out soon. We're sticking with stuff that's all on platforms you can watch, Amazon, Hulu, Netflix. So if you want to watch something, you can watch it with a few clicks if you have a password or so, and then hear what we have to say about it. So, but I'm looking forward to Venom coming out. So it's going to be good. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Up for suggestions. Suggest something to us now. Let me know. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you can always email us and I'll forward it to Matt. So, all right, everyone. Thank you once again for joining us. What have we learned? Gonna take Spider-Man into space.
Yeah. Just doesn't work.
Quasar, show up for work. Not as secure as you thought it is.
Maybe it's the lack of oxygen that makes those one-liners fall flat. I don't know.
Could be.
The Avengers do not have a union, Quasar. Or an infinity union.
But do Avengers West Coast have a Western Union?
I know, it's so weird for the Avengers to be like fighting a giant, not have Hawkeye like trying to steal team members and saying, "Yeah, we're the number one team."
Yeah.
I don't know. This issue, I don't think Hawkeye would even steal Spider-Man. But remember, Quantum Zoners, keep it quantum.